Hello and welcome to another MMOFTW. I'm your host Bill Murphy here for MMORPG.com, and we've got a lot of news to go over. One particular big item that I think everybody was expecting and waiting for, so let's get right to it. First up, of course, is WildStar. WildStar is now going free to play this fall, and we have the full scoop over on the website, essentially mirroring the Rift model or the Terra model. It will be completely free, no box price. You'll be able to do everything in the game. There's not a single thing that is being left out, not a single piece of content for free players is being left out. And you'll also be able to subscribe still with what they're calling a signature membership that will give you bonuses to XP, maybe loot drops and things like that. Basically the similar kind of things that you see in Terra's elite status or Rift's patron status. There will be a cosmetic and convenience cash shop, which we'll know more about soon, as they're going to be doing some sort of a free-to-play beta on their public test servers as they lead up to the fall launch. So you'll actually be able to test that game out and give your feedback about what you think of the items in the cash shop and what you think about the prices that they're testing. There's also going to be a new currency called Omnibits that will drop in the world and will be purchasable as well, so players that gather Omnibits from drops will also be able to get the stuff that paying players get, so even free-to-play players will be able to get a lot of the good stuff that's in the cash shop. It just might take them a little bit longer to gather the Omnibits necessary. So if you want to read all about the free-to-play experience in our interview with Mike Donatelli and Chad Moore, just head on over to MMORPG.com. It is one of the features on the site right now. Next up is some Echo of Soul news. If you've been following the new area games, MMORPG, it is in the open beta, which means anybody can try. The character wipes from closed beta have happened, and I do not believe there are going to be any more character wipes as they progress from open beta to launch in a few weeks' time. So if you head over to echoofsoul.us, you can take a look at this MMORPG brought to us by some of the key developers from Lineage 2. It is out for a few years now in Korea. It's just now making its way over here. So go ahead and give it a shot and leave us your feedback of what you think. We'll have our own official review in the coming weeks on MMORPG.com. And in some Trion World news, we've got from our buddies over at the Rift fan site Rift Great. They've reported that Trion Worlds has filed a trademark called Reactor. Back in December 2014 is when they originally trademarked it. But recently there have been some updates to that trademark, both on March 25th and May 21st. They're calling them security interests, whatever that means. I'm not very much into trademark law, and somebody smarter than me will have to comment on that. Now, is this going to be a brand new game, an expansion, some sort of platform or anything like that? My guess is that Trion Worlds is working on a new game because they are a development studio. Rift is now out in the open, or not Rift, but Trove is now out in the wild, and it's about time they put out something of their own again. Just what will Reactor be? Well, I'm sure that when we do know, we'll be the first to hear about it, so keep your eyes peeled to the site because I bet we don't have very much longer to wait. And in Otherland news, yes, Otherland news, that's right, Otherland is back because Drago Entertainment has picked up the development after Gamigo went under. The Tad Williams book series, MMORPG, just recently went over in a new video the clan and PvP features that are being added to the closed beta right now. You've got ability to establish your own clan and acquire clan-exclusive items in the Lambda Mall. Clan charters have to be signed by 4 players. The following features will be available to clans: member ranking, invite and kick, promotion and demotion, as well as hierarchy management, typical clan features. Now, one of the innovations, however, is the takeover function, which allows clan members to replace their clan leader. So if you don't like the way somebody is running your guild or clan, you can actually, have a mutiny and kick them out, which I think is pretty neat. But could also be abused. We'll have to wait and see. Furthermore, there's going to be a profile sheet and a news of the day sheet. All the typical stuff that people are looking for in their guild functions is being added to the Otherland closed beta. And last but not least, one of the most important new functions is clan level. Clans will now feature a level up mechanic, including a progress bar, daily XP bonuses, and clan rankings. And of course, PvP gameplay has undergone a nice overhaul. For the first time, players can now enter and leave PvP modes at will. There are new UI elements which display PvP PvP info in real time. There's an XP bonus that can be increased by activating PvP mode, so safe areas will be implemented for players that want to flag PvP but still need somewhere to catch their breath. And in those zones, players will benefit from protection and will not be able to take part in PvP matches. So other interesting features will be integrated, such as PvP exclusive experience leveling, experience penalties in PvP, damage and dealing and damage reduction, as well as PvP exclusive rankings. What this all means to us, other than some sort of standard fare features for Otherland, is that it's nice to see Drago Entertainment is still working on the game and that we are getting further and further along in the development of the once thought dead MMO, and that hopefully we'll see a more widely spread closed beta and open beta soon, because Tad Williams' book series is a fantastic setting for an MMO, and we really think it could do great things for the MMO genre. We'll have to wait and see though. And last but not least, some Skyforge news. As we wait for news about the open beta, we're still getting little bits of teases and of the features that are coming out in Skyforge when it releases later this year. So the dev blog shows us a game design behind the Celestial Temples. This new PvP update will allow players to fight over several different battlegrounds. The Celestial Temples are what the Pantheons, or player guilds, will fight over. They're complex structures filled with enormous reserves of magical energy. So Immortals have learned that to collect this energy and to use it to increase their own celestial powers, improving their stats and gaining additional bonuses to their might. However, these temples are sparse on Aelion, that's the world of Skyforge, and over the ages controlling the temples. Thus, its magical energy has turned into a competition between rival pantheons, with all of Aelion's young gods thirsting for knowledge and power fighting in these battles. Yes, that was obviously not something I wrote, that was right from the description in the dev blog. So you'll have up to 50 different PvP players from each guild or pantheon will be divided between 3 different PvP maps during wartime, grouped in different types of gameplay. There's a capture and hold map, which will be 15 versus 15, capture the flag, which is 10 versus 10, and King of the Hill, 25 versus 25. So both PvP and PvE components of the fight determine the overall outcome of the war. The gods that joined forces in these battles will have access to much greater powers, so if you manage to win the war and actually get to the point where you can call yourself the Victor Pantheon, you'll get some major bonuses which weren't outlined in the blog yet, but they said some news on that is coming soon. So keep in mind that proving your strength only in one activity, for example battles against other players, will not be enough to gain all the resources required to achieve victory. You will have to do PvE stuff too, so for your Pantheon to really prove themselves. These PvP battles are just part of the overall war between Pantheons. Pretty interesting stuff here, and hopefully we'll learn even more, because I think there's supposed to be even larger scale warfare of like 100 versus 100 down the road. And that'll do it for this week, folks. We've got quite a bit of news this week, I think, under our belts already. So if you want to find out more about what's going on at MMORPG.com, just click some of the links below, and we'll get you all the info you could possibly ever want from MMOFTW. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at MMORPG.com without the dot. As always, I'm your host, Bill Murphy. Thanks for watching, and don't let a bad pug get you down.
Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMOFTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.